That's it, green light. So let's walk on.
Let's go.
And they're following. Nice. So this is going to be even harder now because now we're literally at the intersection, so there's no choice. Nice. Sit. Nice, good boy. Always, that's it, acknowledge that. Bit of an ear stroke. Miss. Daisy and Sammy. Look in. Good boy. That was awesome. Actively looked and looked away. Is that button on? Go, go, go. Don't get my dog to run over. Yeah, so just wait here, pop him in a sit.
Sit.
So look in. That's it, walk now. Heel, heel, heel. Heel. But again, just calm down a little bit because again, you get into that habit of, because you know there's a dog there.
Okay.
Instead of undercorrecting, you're overcorrecting. Because you're like, oh, there's a dog. And most of the time he's just looking.
Okay.
But so you got to give him a certain bit of leeway. So it's about finding that sweet spot between looking but not staring. Giving him opportunity to acknowledge there's a dog there and you remaining calm, but you can see the corrections get more frantic from you when you know there's a dog closer to you, which is completely normal. So we're just going to walk the perimeter of this field.
Okay.
We're turning right. So we'll just say on the outside of the field. So you can see dogs, but it's not too overwhelming for him. Nice, that was a really good decision. He looked at the left, looked away. He's now looking at the bulldog, looks away. So he's making some cracking decisions.
Good boy.
Nice, good boy. See, when he looks back, he's looking back because he's concerned, because he knows this dog's behind us. But this is where the acknowledgement has to come into play. Say, look. Yeah. So what you're going to do? Pop him in a sit.
Sit. Sit.
Just get nice to wait there a second. When he makes eye contact with you, give him a little bit of freedom. Freedom to sniff, freedom to cock his leg if he wants to, everything. Okay. So just stand closer by his side. Sit. Then when he gives you eye contact, so you can use his name if you want.
Hakan. 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 Hey boy.
Just take your time.
Hakan.
You can see he's a little bit out of his comfort zone right now.
Hakan.
Yeah, good buddy boy. So just stand in front of him a little bit. Yes, it.
Hakan.
Yes, let him go. Right, there. Now let him do that.
Command you just let him go.
Yeah. So what you do, if you just take the camera a second, this is what you do. So just take that, right? This is what I do. So I'll let him have some freedom, but I want to teach him that just because I'm giving you freedom doesn't now mean start yanking me. Yeah. So I still want him to respond to pressure. So if he starts pulling with that, if he starts pulling, then obviously I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure like that. But where a lot of people go wrong is when they don't let the dog have freedom. So it's not about letting him choose when he has the freedom, it's about waiting for him to acknowledge you and then giving him permission to do it. But the more he uses his nose and cocks his leg and does natural behaviours like this, the more relaxed he'll get. If you just keep him by your side, what happens is he'll continually be like this on edge. Yeah? So around the streets, obviously you want him by your side under control. This way, good boy. But the more he can do this, the more he can stay nice and relaxed. If you see a dog come over, the first thing you do, you call him straight to you, go, Hakan, come here, come here, heel, and then ask him to heel so you can get past that dog, heel, like so. When you're safe to do so, break. Then you let him have some freedom again, yeah? They're looking at the dogs. Good boy, that's a cracking choice. Yes, it was. So we have to give him a little bit. And see, now he's more relaxed, his nose is engaged, there we go. The more his nose kicks in, the more he's behaving like a dog. The more he wants to squat, the more he wants to do these things, he's behaving like a dog. So what I'm going to do, I'm just, stay there. Hakan, this way. Good boy. This way. See how he's getting less and less concerned, yeah? So where you can give him freedom, I understand because he's a big dog you worry about giving him freedom, but right now there's nothing around. As soon as you see a dog coming in your direction, call him back, ask him to heel, but the more he can do this, the more he can start to relax. Look in. Yeah, boy, look how good you are. See, looking and looking away, yeah? So you take him, because you're the one that has to do it. You got him, yeah?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well done, Hakan, buddy boy. That's it, can you start following us again, please? Is that a dog over there?
Yeah.
And
Good
of course,
boy,
with the
Hakan.
lead, just make sure you've got a proper grip on it,
Yeah.
because those 3 fingers, if he lunges, aren't doing nothing. That also runs you at risk, because it's just like if you're attached to a big, powerful animal, you're stuck. What you want to do, thumb through like that, and then grip.
Okay.
As long as there's tension around my thumb there, right, he can't go anywhere. Yeah? So look in. Hakan. What's he going to do? Good boy, that was awesome. We like that. But yeah, so this actually, contrary to belief, gives me more power than this or this. Yeah? Thumb through, nice grip. And then, it says starting to pull, so just pull back a little bit. When that relaxes, we can move on. This teaches him, look, just because you've got freedom, don't take the piss. And then if I needed to, which I can't actually demonstrate because I'm holding my camera, but if you needed to, you pull your arm straight up to your chest and you put your other hand directly under your hand and hold it almost like you're holding a torch. Just good boy. Another great decision, because they're just there, coming closer, and he's looking and looking away. Nose is engaged, behaving more like a dog, just looking around, taking in the world, wants to go and explore. All really, really good things. The more we can do this with him around other dogs, the more he can learn other dogs aren't a problem, other dogs aren't a threat. I don't need to act like a big girl, I don't need to, none of that. Because this is what people often neglect when they've got a reactive dog. They don't do this because they're worried they're not going to have as much control, or they always want the dog close to them, or they avoid taking them to places where dogs can normally enjoy themselves with different smells, different sights, things like this, and they'll just constrict themselves to street walking, which isn't the funnest thing in the world. Right, call him to you, call him to you. That's it, relax, 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 just take your time.
Good boy. Hakan.
That's it, call him to you and make him sit.
Boy. Sit.
Just make him sit for a second.
Sit. Sit.
Yes. Because again, if he gets concerned by something, just call him back to you. Make him sit, so you're giving him instructions. What you're saying is, look, I want you to sit, don't worry about that child over there. Don't worry about that person, sit means sit. Instructions from mum. This is how I want you to do. Because often if he starts to panic, he feels he has to deal with it by himself. But if you give him instructions, he doesn't, yeah? And then, obviously, we're going to walk that way, which is actually towards the dog. So you're going to have to, the dogs are there. So what you're going to have to do is turn almost diagonally. So you just say, Hakan this way, and walk off.
This way.
Right, and now start walking to the right. Nice, see how he followed you? He went to go left, you walked right, and because he's paying attention to you, he's actually sticking with you a little bit. He wants the ball, can't have the ball.
Good boy.
Nice.
Good boy.
Not having a football, Hakan. No football for you, buddy.
Football fan.
Our German Shepherd mix.
He's never seen a football in our house.
Oh, every German Shepherd I know loves the football. Particularly this one. She'd give anything to run over there and show those boys what she can do with a football. Nice. Yeah, you're doing a good boy. You look happy. Nice. That's really good. He's making, like I said, so just 10 minutes ago he was really, really concerned about the dogs. Now he's on a long line, really close to the dogs. See, right now you got the dog, he's in between, right? He's in between wanting to meet and react, which is a good thing. It means you're on the right tracks, because initially when Hakan sees a dog, you know what he's like, he just reacts. Because we've blocked that, because we've done a lot of counter conditioning, because we're moving slowly and not just flooding him with dogs, he's now getting a lot more curious. Of course, this is often where it can go right or wrong, because sometimes you've got to go with it,
And see.
but sometimes it can be too soon. So often, even if he wants to meet for the beginning, I still don't let him meet fully. I mean, this is close enough that they don't need to be sniffing each other today, if that makes sense. Weeing, sign that he's relaxing. This way. You're doing great, buddy boy. How was that?